Well, happy Friday, everybody. How are you this Friday? It is a long weekend. Today we are going to talk about something that I've been going into like a rabbit hole lately. So it's about light wellness and something that's called photobiomodulation. And honestly, this the more I look into this subject, the fascination, uh, the more fascinating I become. And I love being here with you guys every Friday because it gives me the sense of responsibility for me to go out and do research a little bit more of the topic that I want to come in here and share with you. Because in my belief is that if you can teach, then you know more, right? Because if you just sit there and listen and don't talk about it, don't absorb it, then you can't articulate back or share with other people. Then those information sit all the way back, and then you don't. It's not. It doesn't become useful. And you know, I love sharing this. I love the wellness industry. I love helping people. Even if I can change the lives by a little bit, then I'm good. I before I get into this, I want to share something with you real quick. Is that I've been talking about, and I do daily posts. So, a lot of time, and about a month ago, I did this challenge called 7 day morning power power morning. The first hour of your day is the most important part, and I challenge momster usually to take control of that morning. Give yourself that morning. And the reason is, self-care is not selfish, and I say that all the time. And the other day, I repeat that to another person at a wellness session that she was having so much stress. And I told her, you need to take care of yourself. And there's not that difficult. You just have to be aware of it and then set intention to do so. And remember this, self care isn't selfish. So I ran into her the other day, and real quick, and ran into her, and she said to me, and that made me want to cry. Is that, Jane? I remember what you told me. Self care is not selfish, and I've been carrying that with myself since you told me, and I have feel better. I feel lighter, and I wanted to dive more into this wellness in general, and to make herself feel better. And this is why I love this community. That's why I'm here to share some of this stuff with you. So let's get back to the topic. All right. So honestly, this is photobiomodulation. Sounds so fancy, like it's scientifics, right? And then it is. But let's take a few steps back so it doesn't. It makes it sound more fun and easier, not too scientific, because I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just here to make you notice about certain things. So have you noticed that how different you feel on a sunny day, right? Versus overcast, like today, right now in my area, it's a little bit overcast, so I don't feel so happy. I mean, I feel happy, but I would have loved to have more sunshine. And we have a running joke here in SoCal. I don't know, you all heard of Rose Parade, right? That's on New Year's Day of each year, and we have a joke that after that, because it's broadcast to all over the country. And when people see that, they see how beautiful sunny day it is in SoCal, and wherever they're watching from could be snow in or rainy or whatever. They decide that, hey, I'm gonna move to SoCal because of the weather. And we would have a flock of people moving in because of Rose Parade. So that has been like running joke for us SoCal here for years. So Now, back to the question. Have you noticed that you do feel different, right? Same life, same responsibility, same stress, but somehow when that sun shine, it changed people's mood. It changed our moods. People feel lighter, happier, more energized, more motivated to go outside and do activities outside, be outdoor. And, people just kind of drawn to being outside in the sun. Then when the gloomy day hits, people just feel sluggish, slower, heavier emotionally. And that is something that so common. So it's a concept that people don't really think about. People know and talk about it, you know. So that's what we come to accept, that lights affect us emotionally, physically, emotionally, right? But what happened if the lights not just affect something that we can feel emotionally and physically, but also affect us biologically? So this is where the photobiomodulations come in. So break it down a little bit. Photo mean light, bio mean life, and modulation mean influence and change, right? So basically, using this, basically, sunlight has a specific wavelength of light to influence the body. So what happens if we can, when we learn that, and we can manipulate or a certain wavelength of lights to do things for to influence our body, in a different way, not just sunlight. So this is where the light therapy has grown tremendously in the past few years, and the interest in red light therapy, laser therapy, recovery technology, and wearable wellness technology has become the next frontier, right? Because people are studying how lights interact with our body. So one of the things that researchers talk about is mitochondria, and that's basically the energy factory of our cells. So certain wavelength of lights appear to support that flow of energies, that cell that produce that flow of energies. So the more I hear about this, the more I realize that nature's already worked this way. um, Plant respond to light, and we talk about this, or I talk about this before. Photosynthesis. Sleep responds to light. That's why you have, we go to sleep, our sleep cycle based on the light, the daylight cycle. So you stay awake during the day and you sleep at night, and that's because the lights affect that. And the moods responds to light. A hormone respond to light. There's a study shown that for men, when you go outside like early morning sunlight, if you go bare shoulder and you have that sunlight hit your shoulder and your skin for about 10 minutes, it actually increase the guy's testosterone level naturally, and that's what the sunlight does. And the skin respond to light. We get tan, or we don't get tan. When you go stay in without light, then you stay white. And the other thing that is most common is vitamin D. When you go out to the sun, the biochemical interaction between vitamin D and our body, I mean, vitamin D, the sunlight and our body, react and gets our body to produce vitamin D. So maybe this light influencing our body isn't strange at all. And this is where people starting to understand it deeply now. This is what fascinates me about this wearable technology, light that I've been talking about. So, and this is something that if you talk about thousands of years ago, lights were a subject of helping our body way back when. But as time go on, we don't really decide science world doesn't really talk about this. But as of late, like I said, we have become more aware of these lights, right? So this patch, when people ask me, is like, well, what's in it, you know? And this is what fascinates me a lot, is that there's nothing in this patch. We don't have anything in this patch. It doesn't put anything in our body. It doesn't contain drugs or stimulants or any chemical. It is just naturally giving, because it work off our body lights and heat. And this patch trap that heats and lights and then send it, it's designed to send the wavelength of light back through our skin and activate certain peptides that in our body. So in combination, it activates certain peptide, and especially the X39 that we talk about all the time, activate the GHKCU coupled peptide. And if you have not heard about GHKCU coupled peptide, it's all over. This is some peptide that is being talked about, especially as of late, because you get peptide by injection, by cream, by inhaling, and GHKCU is so powerful. It's what it does for our body is amazing, but our body produces it. So what happens if we can activate that naturally? And this is what fascinates me about this, how light can actually affect our body to reproduce this peptide again, or make it a lot more active. So that's where I get into, like, I start talking and it's like, oh my god, this is so interesting, right? So the question now is, why is people talking about this more? The infrared lights, the peptides, and all this stuff. Because people, I think, and I love talking to younger folk too. I mean, older folk, don't get offended, but the younger folks tend to look into wellness differently now. They are looking, they become understanding that wellness maybe isn't something that needs to be forced into the body. Maybe we need to look more into like supporting our body, and because our body already know what to do. It's designed to do its thing. It's designed to heal when we get hurt. It's designed to fight off infection when we have one. Designed to get uh, better when you feel a little sick. But as we age, aging cause that all that stuff in our body to slow down, and we can help that, right? So that bring into like a whole different subject about the X2O water, the light infused hydrogen water that we can drink, and we turn on this light in our cell again quickly, because as you know, 70% of our body is made out of water. So if you can add lights into the water and drink it, the interaction is pretty quick. I mean, the study on that is pretty amazing. So we talk about lights, water, energy, and nature, and everything is connected in this environment that we are in, and we just realize it more and more now. So like I said, years ago, when you talk about infrared light or light therapy, it sounds like strange. But now you can't go to a wellness center or a gym or recovery center without seeing infrared sauna. I mean, they're everywhere. Even my wellness center has it. And I enjoy being in it. I mean, it does make you feel, even though I use this light already, but extra twice or three times a week of sitting in infrared sauna to get my sweat and detox and everything makes you feel good. I mean, if you haven't tried it, I recommend go try it. It's like it's everywhere. I mean, I can go to every corner, not every corner literally, but there's a lot of wellness at a spa center near my home that has the infrared sauna. professional athlete has been using them for years for their recoveries. And so the conversation of this has grown so fast. I mean, so fast. If you don't believe me, go drive around your area and check out the wellness centers or the spa or the gym. You'll see that there is some type of infrared sauna, and the red light mask that you wear to help your reduce inflammation on your face and fine line and wrinkle, they're everywhere. You can buy it online and use it at night. That's how convenient this thing has become. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound like a scientist today, but I think this is something that is just fascinating because of what our technology that we provide is based on light. And a lot of time people don't understand where this light is, and they don't understand that our body emits rate, low, low grade of infrared light. So we convert that, and our founder, our inventor, CEO, has been studying this for years, and it allowed me to come out and do a little research and put two and two together because in order for to make you understand or people like me to understand, I gotta have a little bit of information. It's like, well, how does this work? What is infrared light? It's like, is that real or is just a hype? Well, it's not a hype. It is real. It does affect our body. Like I said, if you look into nature, well, sunlight affects our body, right? So why wouldn't this wavelength of light that mimicking the sunlight without the harm of UV wouldn't do a benefit for our body? So anyway, um, again, I just think this is just we are beginning to scratch the surface of this light energies and everything that's around us. And I believe this is something that's it's gonna grow even more. I mean, we're gonna probably see a lot more things that come out that will be using wavelengths of light to help us um, with, I guess, supporting our body. And I can't wait to see where that will go from now. And I think it's just going to be a fascinating world of wellness if you are looking for something to support our body naturally. So, anyway, you guys, that's all for today. Have a wonderful Friday, and I will see you again next week. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Bye now.